From my perspective, reality is based on perception. And for my perception of what reality is, everything is based on energy, which most people would refer to as law of attraction or manifesting. From my experience, we manifest everything in our entire human experience based on the energetic vibration and frequencies within our own energy field. So if you've ever heard someone mention that just before they had an accident, it was like time slowed down and everything became really slow motion. From my perception, that is when someone's having an experience where different timelines are available at all times. Based on the choice, based on our free will, we can make any different choice in any given moment, including what we think, what we feel, even the way that we perceive. So in those moments where it appears that time slows down, it's just our perception of time that is adjusting, because now is the only thing that ever exists. The only experience we ever have is right now in any given moment, and that now moment is all happening simultaneously. So in those moments, especially before an accident or something traumatic is about to happen, they'll be given a choice of which timeline they choose. And so sometimes people will have very close near miss accidents, or sometimes, they come close to death, or sometimes people will die and then come back. It's where our vibration in those moments has risen so high, so rapidly, that it fractures our perspective of time, because we are living in the purest form of in the moment, because there's no contradictory thoughts or feelings. It's just purely in that moment where nothing else is actually being perceived besides that tunnel vision of that focus of whatever it is that experience is happening. So earlier today, I had a friend message me and mention that they watched one of my recent videos, and they said it was like it was a 30-minute video condensed down into 30 seconds, which was the difference in my vibration to their vibration. So because I was in such a high vibrational energy, they were feeling the gap between their vibration and my vibration. And so everybody is actually living in different timelines in the same now moment. It's just that we interact with different people who are embodying different energies and different frequencies, which the individual frequencies that people embody can be isolated. And, there's common terminology that people often use, like for the different feelings. But at the end of the day, feelings are just a feeling. It's just our way that we perceive them. So someone might have an experience, and in the experience, they might perceive it as a bad thing, but then later they might have a different experience and then remember that first experience in a different way, that they then perceive it that it was a really good and happy experience, even though it didn't seem like it in that moment, which usually comes through greater understanding of what the experience was. And to break that down further, all experiences in my life have taught me that everything is cycles and patterns, and deeper understanding of what we're actually manifesting into our reality. So whatever we're focusing on, whatever we're thinking, whatever we're feeling, whatever we're giving our attention to is affecting our vibration. So if you look at something that makes you feel really good and invokes those, what you perceive as good feelings, then if you go on watch or interact with someone who gives you the opposite feelings, it's all adjusting your vibration, which will also change the timelines that you have available to you in any given moment. So anytime you're suppressing your emotions or in a fear state, that panic anxiety, that's where you're going to perceive time speeds up usually, because you're in a heightened state of sensory awareness, which is, you usually getting so much information through all of the physical and non-physical senses. It's like when you put your hand above a hot stove, you can feel the heat without touching it. And so it's the same thing with our different senses. We don't actually need just the physical senses to navigate life. The more we tune into our inner senses to feel our way through life, you change the cycles and timelines that you experience, and also the way that you will then perceive those experiences, especially when you shift into a conscious state of being consciously aware of your experience and why you're experiencing it. And especially if you're consciously aware of what you're vibrationally attracting and repelling at the same time, because when you're pulling something in energetically, you're also pushing away anything that doesn't align with that frequency. So sometimes you will have experiences just purely for contrast to identify the things that you don't want to experience more, so that then you can turn your focus and attention to what you do experience. But if you keep your focus on what you don't want to experience, you keep re-manifesting that experience over and over, which will shift from person to person. That cycle and that pattern will remain active in your energy field. So it'll seem like you're having the same experience with everybody that you interact with. It's because that's what you're actually energetically attracting. So if you're in a feeling of appreciation and loved and supported and cared, people are going to naturally treat you that way, and they're going to value your time and energy. Versus if you're in a state where you're always feeling like people take advantage or don't appreciate you, then that's what they're going to show you. So it could be interacting with the same people, but it's based on your frequency that you're emitting, which can then also be taken on from others. So if you allow your vibration to be affected by other people's vibration, you will then start to manifest the things that they're manifesting based on their energy. So that's why it's really imperative to constantly clear your mind, clear your feelings and clear your energy, so that it's just your energy that you are manifesting, not manifesting the things that other people are. Say for example, there's something that you want to go and do and you feel comfortable doing it, but then somebody else is living in fear and has doubts and insecurities about that particular thing. If you discuss it with that person that's in that state, they're going to then often transfer that fear state and that vibration into your energy field if you absorb that. Where the opposite is also true, where if you've got somebody who's in that conscious state of mind that they are creating their own reality based on what they want to experience, they're going to help you to shift out of those fearful states and those limited beliefs and those, very low energy where you're going to manifest more experiences that you don't want. So the more people that you interact with that have the vibration and energy of having more of the experiences that they do want, the more you can then also maintain that vibration within yourself. But it takes a lot of getting used to your energy and understanding what vibration you're in by feeling what you're actually feeling. And if you suppress your emotions, you cut yourself off from your own life force energy, which at all times you should be able to feel the life force energy in your body, which is like a tingling sensation. And anytime you're not feeling that, you're in a low vibration. So then your healing is going to take a lot longer. Your manifestations are going to take a lot longer. Whereas when you're in alignment with your, with your soul or your spirit or whatever label you want to call it, your higher self even, when you're in total alignment, you can feel that life force energy buzzing through your body, and that's where you will heal rapidly. Your manifestations will come to fruition rapidly, because when you increase your vibration and you're aligned and balanced and in your center with your life force energy, everything is vibrating rapidly. So you will find that whatever it is that you're thinking about or feeling will manifest near instantly. But then at the same time, if you're focused so heavily on something that you don't have, the more you focus on that, you're pushing it away. And as soon as you let go, it'll naturally come back, because you've already set that intention energetically, that all you have to do is just let it go and allow it to come back to you. It's just basic law of attraction and manifesting, that the more you focus on something that you don't have, the more you push it back. And it's like every time you go to grab it, it's just out of reach. So the more you just allow it to naturally unfold, the more it will speed up and come back, which is all, if you think about something that you don't have and you feel that lack within yourself and that longing for it, that longing is actually what's pushing it away. Whereas if you can turn it around and feel the energy of feeling like you've already got it, then you align with that frequency and that vibration, that then it will just naturally come towards you. So that is the main key ingredient to conscious manifesting, is just feeling it. Because if you think about it, the thoughts will get in between the feelings, and then you'll change your feelings, which will change your energy and your vibration. And so even with this, like if you feel like that vibration in my voice is having an effect, pay attention to when you are listening to anyone else talk, and feel what feeling you're feeling from the frequency in their voice, because everything is vibration and frequency and resonance and harmonics, which all affects vibration. So it's, an easy way is thinking about nails on a chalkboard, the feeling that gives you, or the sound of glass dropping and shattering. That feeling is a vibration that you've actually sensed from either the chalkboard or the glass, and you actually feel that within yourself. And so the more you can align with things that do naturally feel good and help lift your life force energy and increase it, the more vitality you will experience, and the more effortlessly life will just constantly flow. And, it's like if you've ever had one of those days where everything just happens just perfectly, one thing after another, and then the opposite, if, you have that one thing that goes bad, it can often set off a chain reaction, and it's a snowball effect throughout the day where it's just non-stop, one thing after another that doesn't work out. Whereas the second you can identify things aren't going the way I want them to go, sit there and clear your energy, clear your body and mind, and then come back into your alignment, then things will naturally, effortlessly flow, and you have more of the experiences that you do want. The experiences that you don't want are just purely for contrasts, to then understand what you would rather experience. So I hope that helps, and I hope that makes sense.